Nigerians by now must take elections very seriously. If you don't do that, then you haven't learned any lesson.
Hello, welcome to another amazing video. If this is the first time coming across this channel and you like what happens here, then go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Also turn on your post notification bell so that you get notified whenever we post videos on this channel. On this channel, we do not promote hate speech, we do not promote violence, we only bring credible information that will benefit members of the public. I want to use this opportunity, I want to use this medium to appreciate YouTube for creating such an amazing avenue that helps us bring information, credible information to the members of the public. Now, I came across this video that caught my attention. I want us to watch it together. As you watch, do not forget to like and share.
If people will yield to strategy and not sentiment, give Bola Tinubu his own style, his own strategy, and he's back to Bodilon. What did Bola Tinubu do in 2015? He went to the north, picked a man that he knows that all the northerners are in support. As at that time, Bola Tinubu wanted to be president because he said it's his lifetime ambition. But he knew that if he, as a southerner, tries to take out an incumbent southerner, he will fail. My own strategy this time around is that I am going to support a northerner in 2027. Really? Yes.
This is the biggest job in town. They are falling over themselves, marketing Atiku as the best candidate to face Tinubu under the ADC. Okonkwo is doing that. Dele Momodu is also doing it. We will hear his take in a moment. The biggest flaw in Ken's argument on Channels TV is the fact that in 2015, the North felt that Goodluck Jonathan was taking their own turn. That was why they trooped out in massive numbers to support Momodu Buhari. It was never about Tinubu not trying to contest. If he had imposed himself as the candidate of the APC that time, Goodluck Jonathan would have floored him mercilessly. He's not a popular person. He wasn't popular that time. He's still not popular today. Yes, in fact, his popularity has dropped more than ever. In Lagos, he lost in 2023. He would have also lost in Lagos if he contested as a candidate under APC in 2015. So, Nigerians must understand that many Nigerians, not just Northerners, they don't joke with that injustice. Despite the fact that Goodluck Jonathan focused more in the North, he was building Almajiri schools, visiting them, doing all sorts of things to make them to love him. But despite all he did, that sense of injustice that is taking their turn, people couldn't live with it. That's the reality. Nigerians value that over good governance, despite the fact that a president might be delivering the goods. He might be doing everything that is improving the lives of Nigerians, making life easy, business is easy, but that sense of injustice, this is our turn, you want to take our turn. They will not joke with it. They can vote out anyone despite performing in office because of that. The Northerners were not even happy with Goodluck Jonathan for not going away after serving out the term of Yaradua. Yes, they felt it was their turn. Yaradua suddenly passed and Goodluck Jonathan was expected to just serve out his term and leave. But he took another term. After that term, they saw it that, look at this man, we are complaining that you have taken 6 years when you're supposed to just serve out the term of Yaradua and leave the scene for another Northerner to contest since it's still their turn. And he has the audacity to come and contest again in 2015. This was exactly what happened. Kenneth Okonkwo cannot come out and tell Nigerians that, because of that, we should copy the same template. That since Goodluck Jonathan is a southerner and a northerner faced him to remove him, that the same template should work right now. That Atiku, a northerner, should face Tinubu, a southerner. No, that's not how it works. They are just spilling narratives to support Atiku Abubakar. What Nigerians must realize is that Nigerian politicians, especially career politicians, people who have no other career to fall back on, assuming they lose the election, people who haven't built anything in their life, they haven't built a business, neither are they entrepreneurs. Maybe they've had one job or two jobs in the past, but since then, all their life revolves around politics. These types will never want someone like Peter Obi to be in power, because obviously he will make politics very unattractive. And people who are career politicians will never want that. This is the reality. Forget about all the people that rode on his back in 2023, especially many that were elected on the Labour Party. Most of them have even decamped to tell you that they are not necessarily against bad governance. If not, why did they join the party that is delivering wickedness and bad governance to Nigerians? It doesn't make any sense. Nigerians must understand that everyone is not thinking like you. You are thinking about good governance, a time when Nigeria will work for everyone, where the son of no man can reach the greatest heights once he's qualified by merit. But others are thinking about how to beat the system, how to steal money, how to corner every contract to themselves. That's why they turn logic upside down. That's the reason for the double standards. They have a higher standard for P2B and others like him, why they tolerate the lowest of the low standard on people like Tinubu and APC members. A man that cannot even prove his birth, his state of birth, his date of birth, his secondary school, his primary school, even the university he claims to have attended, there's still a huge question mark. The university denied him. They can't hold him to a high standard, but it's P2B. Once he says something, millions of people will fact check, will do this, will do that. A man that is easily accessible, he answers all questions, very transparent. It's very clear that the man means well, but it is the man everyone is talking about as if he's the president of this country. So this is the reason these political jobbers don't want a working Nigeria. They are just there for what they can get from the system. The only way to counter this is for Nigerians to understand that they are the ones who have the power and they need to exercise that power. They need to make sure that they do everything to overthrow the system. The system doesn't just mean the people that are in power today, APC and others. No, everyone that supports this kind of system, this kind of political patronage that only takes care of the elite. Nigerians need to overthrow the system through elections. Yes, Nigerians by now must take elections very seriously. If you don't do that, then you haven't learned any lesson. It needs to be said again. Someone that is protecting his interest, someone that is protecting his source of livelihood, where he earns a living, feeds his family, buys property, does everything that anyone would ever wish for in this life. The person will even give his life. He can kill just to protect that interest. This is how politicians behave. They are protecting their trappings of office. All the things they enjoy in office, you want to take it away from them. They can do anything to protect and make sure they maintain the status quo. So Nigerians must understand what they are up against. If you cannot visualize what someone in this situation will do so that he will not lose the privileges, then you need to think again. So in essence, you have to be more desperate than they are. If you can measure how far they can go to protect their interests, assuming it is 100% that they can go, then you must double that. You must make yours 200%. Whatever they bring to the table, you bring double that. Whatever they throw at you, you throw double that back. At the end of the day, Nigerians might win. And if you win, it is liberation. And you will not go to sleep, because even democracy is still eternal vigilance. Once you give way, the hawks that are around will come back and start feeding on the country. It is eternal vigilance. You have to make sure you keep that vigil. Make sure you keep trooping out in massive numbers during elections. Make sure you scrutinize all candidates that want to contest election, from local government to the states and to the federal level. You have to scrutinize all of them very well. If not, they will still come back and take over and start the embezzlement, and the suffering will come back. So it's not about pushing people like P2B to power to make sure they turn around the system. It's about eternal vigilance, making sure that after him, assuming it works, that the people that will replace them will always make sure they toe the same line, that they will not take us back to Egypt. So it's not a matter of we succeed in 2027 and we'll go back and start sleeping. No. The same way you succeed in 2027 is the same way you will troop out in massive numbers in 2031. And it will get to a stage when Nigerians will see this as a normal way of life. Every 4 years or any election for that matter, people will take it seriously and make sure that thieves and criminals never get to power. In a normal society, criminals are supposed to be hiding away. Yes, but here, the audacity, they will tell you to your face, you can't do anything. I don't have that certificate. I forged it. I did this, I did that, but you can't do anything. I'm still the governor. I'm still the president. There's nothing you can do. So the situation is still not hopeless, but Nigerians need to work. They need to do something about it, especially in the forthcoming presidential election in 2027. Now, let's hear what Dele Momodu said in a recent interview with Channels TV. In the other one he granted Arise TV, he told the same line as Kenneth Okonkwo, saying only a northerner can face Tinubu in 2027. This time around, he shifted a bit, saying that he has a right to support his candidate, that's Atiku Abubakar, while Obedience and others have a right to support P2B. Let's hear him.
And I never said that. I said the best choice will be my candidate, which is what I expect Obedience to say, which I expect those who are supporting Amechi to say. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm looking at number one, the numbers. This game is a game of number. And the people who are most aggrieved today are from northern part of Nigeria. And if you've listened to Wike very well, they are all campaigning that the next president should still come from southern Nigeria. But they know very well that there is no southerner today. The only one who could have attempted it is Wike. And since he's already supporting Asiwaju, is not available. So the moment you see people waging a campaign of calumny against Atiku, you must know they feel threatened about Atiku. Even my brother, who is about to come on now, I listened to him a few days ago appealing to Atiku to come and join Tinubu. They all know how formidable he is. Since 1993, when he stepped down from my adopted father, who sadly died on this day in 1998, since then, the man has been pursuing his ambition without having any state governor to give him money. He's been running his business, investing in education, investing in agriculture. For me, this is a good example of what a leader should be in Nigeria. You will never find a thug in front of Atiku's house. Atiku will never call us, and Daniel was there to come and tell him how we can find someone in INEC to come and read on his behalf. For me, these are things that are appreciated by him, and it is my right to say those things. I have never asked anyone not to support. Obi is my very good friend. Today, if you ask me one of the people that I believe should lead the coalition, it will be Obi. And as a Democrat, I'm appealing to them. I hope they will be able to do it democratically, so that they will not say, oh, they forced one person on them. Let them all go to the fields. Let all Obedience campaign for Obi. Let all those articulate campaign for articulate. And let the Amechis campaign for Amechi. So that is my belief. And I don't think there is anything wrong with that. Only certificated Modaru people will go against such an arrangement, and I'm happy that the coalition is fully ready and prepared. It's a movement this time, unlike the APC. You know, when the APC started, a handful of people just left a few political parties and came together. But this time around, it's a movement. You can see the way the tsunami is starting already, and I'm very proud of the coalition.
Thank you so much for watching, and please drop your contribution, drop your opinion in the comment section. Please do it constructively. You know what I mean by that. And do not forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Like this video and also share. I'll see you in our next video.